TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond. TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond.
Welcome to One Nation with your host Christian Norfleet. Now I know it's been a while since you've seen me on here at TV 1061, but it certainly feels good to be back, and I missed you guys. I hope you missed me as well. So yes, we are back here on the air here at TV 1061, and while I'm getting started, I want to give a shout out to Felix Washington, who arranges these programs and puts these programs together. And he does a great job, a fantastic job. And I'm very fortunate to be partnered with him on this network, and for him allowing One Nation to have a platform here. So thank you, Felix Washington, for your hard work and dedication. Also, if you're interested in this type of programming and you like seeing programs like these and other shows on TV 1061, such as Talk Show Divas and The Flavor and The Playlist and Bedroom Chronicles, there's plenty of shows on here that TV 1061 has. You can donate to through Cash App, TV 1061. It should show up on the screen in a few seconds, where you can Cash App to 1061 to be a support here on this network. And we certainly thank you for that and appreciate you for that. Also, if you're interested in doing advertising or commercials here on this network, you can there it is right there, $ TV 1061. That's where you can Cash App to support this network. Also, you can email 1061tv@gmail.com if you're interested in doing advertising or commercials here on this network. Felix Washington is more than reasonable with the pricing, and he'll give you a good deal on your advertisement. So don't hesitate. Call in, and we're here to support and help you make an investment into your business. Also, I want to give a shout out to Shantae Barksdale, who works with us here on this network for on the social media, where she broadcasts the live streams here on TV 1061. So thank you, Shantae Barksdale, for the hard work you put in and the dedication you put in. We appreciate you in every way. Now, I've been absent from this show for a couple weeks now. I hope you had a great Labor Day weekend. A lot has been going on. We lost a lot of celebrities. Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman, and John Thompson, and a basketball coach from Georgetown University, and some other people as well, some prominent people as well. So we want to keep these people lifted up in prayer. A lot's going on with this COVID-19, and not just that. It's just a lot of things. It seems to me it's like a lot of transitioning going on, And also, there has been some more shootings. Unfortunately, police officers are up to these police officers are up to their bad deeds again. And another black man has been shot and paralyzed. I can't remember the man's name right now, but this happened in Wisconsin, I believe it was, where they shot the man in the back. He was there actually to break up a fight, and he got shot in his back and is now paralyzed. And that's unfortunate because this is the reality that we're living in, where black men are getting shot for no reason. And I say no reason because most of these black men are unarmed. They have no weapons in their hands. So I don't understand why it takes 15, 20 cops to stop one man who has no gun. Didn't show no signs of threats or anything like that. But this is the reality that we live in. These are the days that we live in, where if a black man step outside, if I was to step outside, and I'm not saying in every neighborhood, I can't speak for, Douglasville or Atlanta or any other place. I just know that what I see on the news and what's going on, if a black man step outside, he has to basically fear for his life. And it's unfortunate because not only are we dealing with a pandemic, with the COVID-19 pandemic, we're also dealing with police brutality as well. It's a reality, and I would suggest that you, as our black community, would get together. And this is why we have to start coming together and binding together, and become strong in one unit of people, and stop arguing and fighting with one another and trying to take each other's positions. But now's the time for us to come together and band together and support one another. I believe this is like God's way of showing us is that if we don't stand for something, we're going to fall for anything. And we really got to start supporting our people, supporting our brothers. Stop tearing down one another. We are all that we have right now, and it's very unfortunate. And speaking of the police brutality, I also want to mention about Breonna Taylor and the murderers. That I don't know if they got taken care of that yet, but I know the situation where she was shot in her own house. She was a paramedic. This happened in Louisville, Kentucky. She was a paramedic, and they actually had the wrong house, from what I was informed. That wasn't even the house they were supposed to be in. They had the wrong address, but they ended up shooting up the whole house. She got shot multiple times, died. Apparently, they was after her boyfriend, who supposedly had a warrant. I'm not clear on the information, but I'll get back to you on that. But point is that Breonna Taylor was shot and killed, and shouldn't have happened. So these are some of the things, all these names, all these people all these things that's been going on, and just in this year. And thank God for social media, because this stuff has been going on for years. This has been going on for decades, really hundreds of years here in this country. But now we have cameras, we have Facebook and Instagram, we have Twitter, we have all these social media platforms where we can actually see what's going on. And it's hard for them to get away with it now. So thank God for technology and for the people who came up with this technology, and where we can have cameras now, live video cameras. Back in the day when I grew up, we had to carry around video cameras, but now you got a built-in camera on your phone. Anybody can videotape you and take pictures of you right on the spot within seconds. So you don't even have to take your camera to go your photos to go get developed. When I was a kid, we used to take our photos to go get developed at the CVS's or the drugstores. But now you can take a clear picture right from your phone, your iPhones and your Androids. So it's amazing times that we're living in. But thank God for this technology, because now we're able to expose these people for who they really are. And this month I wanted to talk to One Nation. I wanted to talk to y'all about not only what's going on in the black community as it relates to police brutality, but I also wanted to talk to y'all about black marriage and my support of it. And I want to talk about the black family. I want us to focus the black marriage, bringing us together as a black community. And I think the most important thing for the black community is black marriage. We got to have a strong unit, between a black man and a black woman. Now, a lot of people might not agree with me. I'm not a racist and I'm not prejudiced, but I'm saying to build up a black community, to build up our people, it's important that we put emphasis on marriage. And when I say marriage, I'm talking about marriage between a man and a woman. Now, I understand nowadays that we're living in this day and times where the definition of marriage has been changed. Now we have men marrying men and women marrying women. And that's not the way it was designed. That's not the way God had designed it. Now, I understand I have a lot of people with the different letters of the alphabet, and I'm not going to put it out there, but I'm just going to say, the LGBTs and LMNOPs and all those people. I'm not here to bash anybody. I'm just telling you, if we're going to strengthen the black community, if we're going to have a strong black community, if we're going to have a strong black core, these are the basic principles. We need strong black men marrying strong black women so we can create strong black children. That's what makes a community, families. You got to have that type of family. Nowadays, marriage has become very unpopular with people. People don't want to marry no more. Then there's a high rate of divorce. There's so many reasons why people get divorced, different various reasons, whether it's financial or infidelity. But we're not going to get into all that today, because my emphasis today is to focus on that commitment of marriage, to restructure and redefine the black family. Back in the slavery days, during slavery times, that's what they did. They broke up the black families. There was times when the black man would marry the black woman on the plantation, and the white man would come and sleep with the woman and have children with this woman, and the black man couldn't have seed, or if they did have children together, as soon as that woman would have her children, they would get sold off to different plantations, or they would have the black man sold off to one plantation, the husband, and then the wife sold off to another plantation, to where the black family was divided. You had wicked slave masters doing that all the time, because it was all about the buck, the power of the dollar. And that's why it's important now that we stay together. It's a divide and conquer technique. And we're going to get back to that after this commercial message. Stay tuned to One Nation. Thank you so much for tuning in here. We'll see you in a few seconds.
Welcome to Burke's Jewelry. How may I help you?
We're looking for engagement rings.
We offer a wide selection. However, I believe we have just what you're looking for. Burke's Jeweler is your family's jeweler at 491 Flat Shoals Avenue Southeast, Atlanta, Georgia 30316 in East Atlanta Village.
Good afternoon. I'm Lieutenant Elmer Horn with Douglas County Sheriff's Office, and we're here at one of our communities, and Sheriff Pounds is here with us. And Sheriff Pounds is very involved in his communities, and he come out. We brought out our grill and our smoker so we can come out and help cook for this community. And Sheriff Pounds himself has come out and helped cook with us, and he's here to cook and help these folks today.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the programs that I call Taking My Community Back. If you don't get out there and get involved in your community, you ain't gonna be able to get it back. And the sad part about it, we losing our young men at such a pace that it's unreal. We got to come up with something that will help us with these children. Got to. So this is what I'm doing. I love it. I'm out here in the sun. It's hot, but like I said earlier, we're gonna do these until we get that gap between law enforcement and the community bridge. We're gonna bridge that gap, because we're gonna get out of here, we're gonna shake hands, we're gonna find out if they got any kind of problem we can assist them with, and invite them to the sheriff's office and come to the roll call. Just come see what's going on at the office. Thank y'all so much for being here.
Thank you, Sheriff Pounds. And like I said, this is just one of many events that we bring this grill out to help with our communities and get involved. I'm here to...
Welcome back to One Nation with your host, Christian Norfleet. And I want to give a quick shout out to Sheriff Tim Pounds. As you've just seen there on the commercial, he is actually a sheriff, and a black man at that, who is making a definitive change in his community and helping the black youth. And I hope Sheriff Pounds was allowed to have a bigger platform if he can influence other sheriffs in other counties and communities, because that's the type of influence we need here, especially down here in Georgia, to be down in this area here. He's actually making a difference, not trying to just imprison the youth, but actually help the youth. I understand, I believe in law and order, I believe in structure, but there has to be some sort of rehabilitation. And I think that's why there has to be a social justice reformation. We need social justice reformation because our social justice system is very unbalanced, and this is why a lot of people find themselves they do a crime, and the crime doesn't fit the time, where they just steal maybe a piece of bread, but they get 15 to 20 years for it. It used to happen all the time. And that's why, if you look at the 13th Amendment, even though that's the amendment where slavery was abolished, it still said if a man or woman was arrested, they became a slave, a prisoner of the state all over again, a slave to the state all over again. So, this is why whenever a person got caught, that's why the police are a little bit aggressive when it comes to arresting, and especially the young black men, to try to put them back in that prison mentality, put them back in that slave mentality. So it's important, and I want to challenge. That's why I'm talking about marriage. It's important, parents, that you teach your children, okay, that you teach your children how to survive in this type of environment. And this is why you have to give them good morals. They have to see you do good things. Teach them how to conduct themselves in the community. Teach them how to be a blessing to people. Teach them how to talk and how to walk. Watch this. Teach them how to dress. I went into this one establishment in Atlanta, Georgia yesterday, and the restaurant was called Beautiful. And I went in there, and they actually had a mannequin, and they said they would not serve people whose pants went below their waistline. And they actually had a picture of it with the pants below the waistline with the boxers. And I think that that's something that should be very much established and brought to our attention, because when you see people dressed like that, how can you really take them serious? If they're going on a job interview, but your pants is hanging halfway off your behind, we really can't take you serious, because you're not valuing yourself. You're not appreciating yourself. How can we appreciate you, but you won't appreciate yourself? So that comes from good parenting and good morals. You have to teach your children how to dress, how to conduct themselves. There has to be a balance to that. And I'm all for fashion and creativity and culture. There's nothing wrong with that. But do it with respect and class, not and dignity, not with ratchetness and debauchery. That's what we have to get out of. And that's what's wrong with us in our black community, because we tend to embrace ratchetness and debauchery over dignity and class. And we celebrate debauchery, we celebrate ratchetness, we celebrate the ghetto-ness and the ghetto mentality. We gravitate towards that because that's what's been fed to us. That's what's been handed to us. This is why we eat the way we eat and do the things that we do. We don't take our health serious. We don't take our career serious. We just do what we want to do. And we need some direction and guidance, and that starts from within. Now, me being a believer in God, and I'm a Bible reader, I believe in Christ, I'm a follower of God, I get my morals from the Bible, my moral character from the Bible. I've shaped and molded me and my children in that manner. And I realize that everybody doesn't read the Word of God, and everybody doesn't follow that same sort of manner. But even with that, there's still a level of morality, knowing right and wrong, doing what's right and what's wrong, treating people the way you want to be treated. And that's basically the same thing Christ taught people. Treat people how you want to be treated. We want to build up a community, we'll treat people right. Treat people that's in your community the right way. Respect elders. That's another thing. And remember, that was part of the Willie Lynch letters. If you go back to the previous programs, and they talked about how they separated the old from the young. I mentioned that, where you have a level to get the young men to have a level of disrespect for older men, and the younger women have a disrespect for older women. So if the younger men disrespect the older men and the younger women disrespect the older women, then there's no character development. So they learn on their own. And then there's rebelliousness. And this is why they just lost and angry and frustrated, because the previous generation could not impart wisdom into them. The thing that the older generation has is the wisdom to teach you the way to go and how to do it and what to do and what to say and how to say, because they've been here longer than you. So it would behoove you to listen to the older generation, to give you wisdom and instruction, and to teach you how to conduct yourself and to navigate through these societies that we live in, through this time that we live in. These are some perilous times that we live in. These are some dangerous times that we're living in. So we need that old wisdom. We need the older generation to teach the younger generation. I embrace the older generation. When I was a young man, when I was growing up, I grew up around a lot of older people. People say I have an old soul in me. I get people tell me that all the time. You have an old soul. That's because I grew up in a society, in a church with older people. I grew up, actually on my street there was a lot of older people. So that spirit got in me, where that wisdom got in me. So even though I'm a young man, and I'll just go ahead and tell my age, I'm 38 years old, but I still have an old soul in me, that old wisdom in me, to help me understand, to help me navigate. And it was through the wisdom of the younger people, through the wisdom of the older generation, to help me navigate through this life that we're living. So I thank God for that. And as we come to the end of the show, don't forget, I'm looking for you to support, if you want to support this broadcast. And I want to tell you, go to my page. We have a page, and we also have a group, One Nation. I want you to go on Facebook. Just type in One Nation, or you can type in my name, the One Nation page. I want you to subscribe and give your comments and questions. I know normally I would have you call in, but today I don't have you calling in. But next week we're going to have a guest here, and we're going to get back into the flow of things as usual, as Felix allows it. So, but I need you to go on one page, show your support. Tell us that you're enjoying the show. Email, I gave you the email, 1061tv@gmail.com. Let Felix know that you're enjoying this show. And also, you can catch me on Instagram, and also on One Nation Gives. Instagram, One Nation Gives. That's the website there. So support the show. Tell us, give us some ideas of some topics that you want us to talk about. Like I said, this month I want to focus on the black marriage and black community. So that's what I'm going to be dealing with in this season right now. Also, once again, if you want to cash out, support TV 1061, support these shows, give contribution and donation. The cash app is $TV 1061. Is that correct? $, and it'll show on the screen. Give your cash app and your money to TV 1061, and it will be put to good use. And as I mentioned earlier, you can also email us at 1061tv@gmail.com if you're interested in advertising. Before I get off the show as well, I also want to give a shout out to my good friend and dear friend, Douglas Burke. Thank you for your support. And there it is on the screen, $TV 1061. You can cash app there to give your donations. No donations are too big or small. But I want to give a shout out to Douglas Burke, and as you see on the commercial where he's located in East Atlanta. Go out there and buy some jewelry and support black men in the community making a difference and making a change. He also works with the youth as well by teaching them how to do jewelry and trade, and he's a gemologist. So it's a trade that is a very good one for the long run, for the future. Once again, shout out to my children. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. And this is, like I said, this is just the beginning of things to come. So keep tuning in. Hey, I'm back. I know, like I said, I hope you missed me. I missed you. And we will be seeing you here next week, Tuesday. Oh, excuse me. I said Tuesday. I got my days mixed up, y'all. Y'all help me. Oh, and speaking of Tuesday, Go out and vote. Okay? We're getting close to voting. It's Tuesday. That's the day you vote. Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Those are the two candidates. And find out who your local congressmen are. Find out who your local mayors are and all of that. Find out who's in your community, who you need to vote out, and who you need to vote in. So go out and vote, because black people died for the right for you to vote. Okay? So go out and do that. All right. Well, we reached the end of One Nation, another great show. Thank you so much for tuning in. I need you to tune in next week here to One Nation at 2 p.m. Saturday, same time, same channel. Y'all be blessed. Y'all be good. Wakanda forever. Much love. Peace.
TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond.